Yo, what is up, guys? My name is TylaDubya, and today I'm here to teach you guys an amazingly powerful sound called the sub-bass lip roll, which sounds a little bit like...
Now I'm here.
TylaDubya Beatbox channel.
Yo, I hope you guys came ready to learn today, because we're going to be learning the sub-bass inward lip roll, and I promise you, once you guys use this sound on mic and you just feel how powerful it is, you are going to be reaching for a microphone all the time just so you can shake your house. Now, before I start teaching the sub-bass lip roll, I am going to talk a little bit about the sound itself first, and I'm going to be referencing a few other tutorials that might help you guys out, so if you're not interested in any of that, just go skip ahead. So this variation is referred to as a sub-bass lip roll because when it's done on mic, it hits really low frequencies that shakes that subwoofer, but it's also referred to as the NaPoM sub-bass lip roll because he has mastered this technique and made it popular. So I actually have talked about the sound before in my original lip roll tutorial, so if what I say here doesn't help you get there and learn the sound, go ahead and check that tutorial out. Maybe I said something differently there in my process that'll help you learn the sound. Cards right here, link in the description. Two other tutorials of mine that might actually help you guys get the sound down are my basic lip roll tutorial and my inward lip roll tutorial, and I do explain a lot of concepts in terms of how to lip roll in those. Cards right here, link in the description. You know, if what I explain here doesn't help, go ahead and check those out again and then come back here. So I did mention in the very beginning that this sound is extremely powerful. Now, it is more so powerful on mic. If you have proper mic technique, it will literally hit that subwoofer and shake the house, but acoustically it's very quiet and you may not hear it very much. Now, aside from this sound being very powerful, another fact about it is you have to use your diaphragm and breathe in, so it's also another really good sound to intake air. Now, when I say you're breathing in, I mean you're breathing in a lot of air to generate that amount of power, so you have to have methods to exhale that air as well. So that's kind of just like a quick note you guys got to keep in mind when doing this sound. So when you go like, you got to have things like or like chest bass or anything else you want to do, but just make sure you have methods to push that air back out. One last little cool thing about this is that you can vocalize inwards and do inward bass when doing the sound. I personally don't do it too much, but I have done it and you definitely can do it. So with all that stuff out of the way, I think it's time to move on to the 3 steps to learning this sound. Real quick though, the first 2 steps I'm going to talk about, I have talked about before in my basic lip roll tutorial and my inward lip roll tutorial, so if you have seen those 2 tutorials and gotten those steps down, you can go ahead and skip to step number 3. Step number 1 is going to be choosing a side of your mouth to do the sound on. Now, I personally do my lip rolls on the left side, but I have also seen people do them on the right side and sometimes both sides, so go ahead and choose whatever side is more comfortable for you and comment down below hashtag left side of lip roll or hashtag right side of lip roll. It really is about just choosing whatever side you're more comfortable with. You know, for me, I do all my sounds on the left side, like, you know, my vortex whistle, my lip oscillations and everything. So whatever side you typically do a lot of your sounds on, that's probably the more comfortable one, so just go ahead and choose that and let's go from there. Or you can be difficult and look for a challenge and choose the opposite side that's more comfortable for you, but it may take a little longer for you to learn the sound. So now that you have chosen the side of your mouth to do the sound on, step number 2 is going to be dropping your jaw slightly. Now, you can either drop your jaw straight down or straight down and slightly to the opposite side that you chose to do your lip roll on. So dropping your jaw straight down will look a little something like this. And as I mentioned earlier, I do my lip rolls on my left side, so when I drop my jaw straight down and to the opposite side, it goes straight down and slightly to the right side, which looks a little bit like this. Now, there's really 2 main reasons to why you need to drop your jaw when doing the sound. The first reason is that when you drop your jaw, you create more room in your mouth for the sound to resonate, which creates a nice, deeper, and clean sound. And the second reason is that when you drop your jaw, you give yourself more control over the tightness of your lips, and therefore more control over the vibration of the sound. Now, before we move on to the third and final step, I'm going to quickly demonstrate the mouth positioning that you guys need in order for this last step to be successful. So what you guys are looking at right now is the mouth positioning that you guys want to be going for, and what you should have after choosing a side and dropping your jaw straight down. A few things that you guys need to note about it though, as you can see, my upper lip is tightened over my front teeth, and that happens when you drop your jaw straight down. It drags that upper lip down as well. Another thing to note is that, as you can see on the opposite side that I'm doing my lip roll on, you can see that those lips are tight and tucked into the corner right there, and what that does is it drags the lips over so that on the side you want to do your lip roll on, it provides a nice flat and linear surface for the vibration to occur. So now that you guys have chosen a side of your mouth, dropped your jaw, and have the correct mouth positioning, we're going to go ahead and move on to the final step. And that third and final step is going to be breathing in using your diaphragm very powerfully, focusing that breath coming in through the corner of your mouth, dragging that bottom lip inwards as you go, which is going to create the sub-bass sound. Now, taking that mouth positioning I just showed you guys and focusing the breath in the corner of your mouth, take your diaphragm and just breathe in as much as you can. When I say diaphragm, I mean full-on lung usage. When you breathe, your chest is going to rise and inflate. So go ahead and breathe in and do that very powerfully, focusing the air through right here. When I say corner of the mouth, I mean the literal corner of your mouth, like right here, like right there in the corner is where you're gonna be breathing in. Although exaggerated, it's gonna look a little bit like this. Now, of course, once you master the sound, you won't need to breathe in as much as that, because you'll have the sound down, you'll know how you can control it. But at first, it might help to breathe in that powerfully and that strong just to identify where the sound comes from. Now, to expand a little bit more on the concept of dragging your bottom lip inwards, when you do this, you do want to leave a visible gap between your two lips, which I'll demonstrate here in a minute. But this is because you really don't want your lips vibrating together too much. If they vibrate at all, they're really just touching the tops of each other. But the main focus is bringing that air in very powerfully through a small section, which creates that nice low frequency. Now, this does differ from the inward lip roll, because when you do the inward lip roll, you do want your two lips to vibrate together because it creates a nice clean vibration. But when doing the sound, you want to drag that bottom lip slightly more inwards on that corner to create a more visible gap so your lips don't vibrate together but just drag air in through. Now, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the differences real quick. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to go ahead and do the sub-bass lip roll and transition to the inward lip roll. And the difference you should be seeing is that you'll see the lips vibrate with the inward lip roll, but not as much with the sub-bass lip roll. Another thing about this is that you can go ahead and experiment with the amount that you drop your jaw and the tightness of your lips to create different tones with the sub-bass lip roll variation. Now, the final tip that I got before we move on to the practice beats is going to revolve around the positioning of your tongue. So one thing that I actually find very helpful in giving me more control over the sound and creating a nice initial punchiness when doing it is positioning the tip of my tongue right behind that air gap that you leave, and when you bring air in, you release that tip, which then brings air in all at once, creating a nice punch. Now, I don't know if that was good enough of an explanation, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate it real quick. For the purpose of this demonstration, every time I do this, that is the tip of my tongue going behind that air gap and popping away. Alright, so that's basically it. Those are the 3 steps you guys need in order to learn the sound. Now, I know you beautiful people have it by now, but if you don't have the sound yet, don't be discouraged. Go ahead and walk back through those 3 steps and keep practicing. But we're going to go ahead and move on to a practice beat section now so you can perfect it. Now, for these practice beats, we're going to be utilizing the SoundBrenner Pulse metronome, which is a vibration-based metronome that lets you feel that click track rather than hear it. But they do have a nice app that syncs up to this device that does provide an audible click track if you do want to hear it. So basically, my friends over at SoundBrenner sent me this dope metronome along with this epic body strap so I could demonstrate to you guys how beneficial it is to use a metronome when practicing. And they were also nice enough to send me a discount code that I could provide to you guys so you can get a nice chunk percentage off this product and your entire cart over at SoundBrenner.com. And you can find that unique discount code down in the description below. And to let you in on a little secret, we're going to be doing a few giveaways of these in the future. Now, the one disclaimer I have to give is that because it's a vibration-based metronome, I am going to be enhancing the audio of the vibration. So for those of you who don't have a click track right now or a SoundBrenner to practice with, you can go ahead and listen to the vibration as it goes so you can practice along with these beats. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a beginner beat, then go on to a mid-level beat, and then an advanced beat. Now, by no means am I saying these advanced beats are the toughest beats in the world. I'm just trying to provide you guys a nice groundwork to practice the sound. Yo, you over there, I want you to get up out of your chair, jump around, do some jumping jacks, get pumped, because we are about to perfect this sound. You ready for this? So cool. So the beginner beats that we're going to do, we're going to be at 120 beats per minute. So go ahead and set your metronomes to 120 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next one we're going to do is still considered a beginner beat, but what we're going to do is change up the pitch of the sub-bass lip roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that you guys got the beginner beats down, let's go ahead and move on to some mid-level beats. For the mid-level beats, let's go ahead and set our metronomes to 140 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. So still a mid-level beat, but leveled up just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys are killing it now that you got both the beginner and mid beats down. Let's go ahead and move on to the advanced beats. For the advanced beats, we're going to go ahead and keep it at 140 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just another little advanced beat for good measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it, guys. At this point, I have taught the 3 steps that you guys need to learn the sound, and have given you the practice beats so you can practice and perfect the sound. If you have any questions at all or any issues learning the sound, comment down below because I will personally reply to those. But if this video did help you out, or you just want to be a nice person, click that like button because it does help me out a lot. Share this video with anybody who wants to learn this sound. Subscribe to this channel if you're not already because I upload a new beatboxing video every Thursday. But the most important thing is that I want you guys to have a fantastic day. Sever the strings from the puppet to cut them down.
Now I'm